Yeah, this
All
not gonna
right.
take that long. This here we go, everybody. This is one of my favorite clients, Miss Justice Stubbs. So she came through and got with me on the funding. So a lot of guys were kind of skeptical. Ladies and gents, I was not just say guys. A lot of y'all were skeptical, but she put trust in me, and we went through the funding process. So what I'm going to do is ask her a couple of questions, and you're going to get her honest opinion. How things were through the process and afterwards when she's going on and doing her business thing, because she a businesswoman. So I want to introduce y'all to Miss Justice. Look at the smile. It's beautiful.
Hello.
So how was the funding process after we got everything settled down? We had our first initial talk. We went and looked through what we had to go look through. How was it?
I think the overall experience, if I were to, rate it as like stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
0 to 5 star, I would give it a 5 star because Jason was patient. So he first of all, wanted to make sure your credit was good. So he's not wasting your time or his time applying for these business fundings and you can't get it. You know what I mean? So he was very patient with me. He made sure he looked through my credit profile first just to make sure I was up where I needed to be to get the maximum funding. Um, and then he honestly did everything. I didn't really have to do much. The good thing is, my credit was fairly good, so it wasn't too much work we had to put into it. However, he did the maximum, and also could give me more. He could give me more if I really wanted to, you know what I mean? But right now we're taking step by step.
Yeah. So that's a disclaimer, everybody. Like I tell y'all, her credit was so perfect that I was like, why hadn't you started applying? And she was like, well, I did apply for maybe one or two. And I was like, no,
Yeah.
let's go back and let's revisit, because now you have the potential to get more funding. So how was the waiting process like when you went and got the cards? How long did it take for them to get there? And then when you got them, well, how did you feel?
So when I got him, I was like, oh yeah, it's on and popping. What am I getting into? What do I need to fund? What do I need to start making that passive income and eventually leaving the 9 to 5 era, right?
Mhm.
When I got the cards, it took honestly about 7 business days. It was not a long time at all. Um, yeah, it was seven days for the cards. I started getting the cards, started seeing 10K, 10K, 20K. I was like, keep them coming, keep them coming. I was excited, but I didn't want to. What Jason always told me was, don't rush into something just because you have the funding. Make sure,
Mhm.
you kind of pay attention on what you're using that money for so you're able to pay it back. Because if you can't, balance that, then you're gonna be
Yeah.
in trouble.
So that was one of the big things. So everybody gets a budgeting guide, and then you can get personal contact with me, because when she went through her next couple of steps was the business funding is for your business. So she's a business lady, like I said, and that gave her the opportunity to start her process in purchasing her own business.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so with that, like I tell people, we went through various steps. So removing the money, putting the money on the card, and
Yeah.
doing all this. So this was a stressful moment for a lot of Justice's time, because she was like, oh, I should have called you earlier. I should have done this earlier. And
Oh my
this is
God.
what I tell y'all: when y'all need me, call, because I don't want y'all to crash out, because that particular step is really stressful if you don't know how it goes. And how was that when you were initially doing it by yourself?
Listen, so I was like, I got this. I don't need, much help. I got the money. I'm thinking, everything's breezy, cool. I heard about plastic. I needed funds to go into an account so they can, the business knows that I have money available. Um, Apparently, banks like Chase, they don't use, or you can't really send money off of that card. It's very
Mhm.
hard to send money off of that card. Um, But what I did realize is I can use plastique, right? So I was like, let me get into that, and then hold on, wait, before we get into that, I had, purchased some things and I was like, hold on, my bill is about to be due and I don't, they were adding
Mhm.
interest and all this stuff. And you got to keep in mind, yes, you're getting these cards, but you need to make sure if it's an interest card or you have like a 0% APR, stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's where I messed up. So ring, Jason. Jason, I can tell you for sure, as soon as you start with him, he will never leave your side. That is one thing I pride Jason on as a businessman. He owns up to his word. I can say that 100%. He will rock with you. He will make sure he does what he needs to do to help you out, and you're at a level head. So I thank you for that. But yeah, I think going through the process, you really wouldn't know how the process is unless you do it yourself. You
Yeah.
can watch videos, stuff like that, but until you're actually in it, you really don't know what to expect. And I didn't know what to expect when I saw interest accruing, on my balance and I needed to pay it off. Jason instantly was like, let's get that money to you. Da, da, da. He did what he needed to do. We paid the money from another credit card that was a 0% APR card and put that balance on that card. So then
Hmm.
the interest card, had a zero balance. So
Yeah.
lesson learned. Always call Jason first.
Yeah. So a lot of people like, and this is what I tell people when you go through plastic and things like that, it's certain cards and certain things that they don't tell y'all. But when y'all get, and this were the people that was so skeptical, y'all got to understand me and my professionalism. I went through and I read everything before I went and did all of this because we rush and then we'll see and we're like, wait, you're gonna send me a check in 2 to 4 weeks? I can't do that. So that's why I tell people all the time, once you get your first LLC situated, the next step is to get you the next one so we can get you a B2B transfer because people don't understand like business to business. It's two different LLCs, so they don't get mad at stuff like that. So you can have one with Stripe, you can have one with QuickBooks, and you can send the money through those accounts. So that's what I did with her was a B2B transfer. I like, go ahead, I'm gonna send you the invoice, boom, then I'll send the money back to you. And that take a lot of trust out of her because she's like, oh, I just sent you a good little amount of money, but
Yeah.
and then I sent it back to her and she was like, man, and everything came through. Then this is the big one. This is the big one. When she started purchasing her business. Now, I ain't gonna dive into it, but we were in another situation before this, and it was a lot of information that was just not very clear to Justice. So she learned how to purchase and buy businesses basically with a little bit of guidance from me, but majority she got it and she used her brain. Don't you get it twisted? She's smart as so she got everything done without the situation that we was dealing with, which was a bunch of fluff. But we'll get to that at another time, another place. But once she got there to purchase, this one Justice said, "Oh, let me call him. I'm not gonna make the same mistake. Let me figure out what I need to do." And how was that process when you were getting ready to get your money to buy your business?
Yeah. So again, I'm still in the works of that. I'll talk about that later with you. Um, of course, when you purchase a business, they need to know that you have, excess money to use for that business. They
Mhm.
need to know you got some money in the account. They also need to know you have the down payment. In this case, what a lot of people don't tell you is that, a lot of people say you need 10% of the purchase price of the business. That is not the
Mhm.
case. You need 20%. Just the FYI, I'm just gonna put that out there because you know, we was in a situation. Okay, I'm gonna just let me stop. Veering off. The money that I needed was a large amount, and I'm thinking, hey, we can try to do another B2B, but that, the amount of money that would have been like a red flag in a way. So he introduced me to Plastique. And yes, Plastique charges a small fee. However, it's a lot lower than if you were to just get a cash advance from the bank.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Like, yes, like I think I needed like 15,000 to take out of the card, and the fee was about 500 if I'm not mistaken, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to the bank.
Charging you 5,000.
Woo! What? It was like 5, 6, and then with a little bit of interest, I was like, okay, no. Let's rework here. So, Plastic was my best friend. And I'm still going through the motions with Jason on that, but that's what I've learned, as I'm taking the
Mm-hmm.
steps to buy the business.
Well,
Just to get that money quick out of the
yeah,
car.
so with plastic, it's levels to when you want to use plastic. For everybody, when it's big, large amounts, that's when you want to go do
Yeah.
that. And then they'll cut you a check or they'll do an ACH deposit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you'll get the money. But again, I had to get her to where she could understand that, because sometimes it's not you, but on the back end of business, the other people will want to see all of that immediately. And you have to, do all of this, and then you have to be careful, because a lot of misguidance, like we got guided to get a hard money lender, and that would have been a mistake in her part. Instead of just getting the money, like I said, hey, go get that money, put it in your bank account for 30 days, boom, take it out, put it back onto your card, and it's up. You got that, and you got some points. So it was a win. It's a win-win with that. So in overall, how was the whole funding experience and everything? So, because I'm gonna let you go, I know you got to do your thing.
So overall, like I said, if you're gonna rock with Jason, he's gonna make sure he's gonna rock with you. Like, we put a lot of trust into each other. Like, me sending money, a large amount of money to Jason and expecting him to send it back to me was a lot of trust on both
Mm-hmm.
ends. And I was just like, he always just came through. So I feel like the overall experience, because I had a good mentor as Jason, it was very easy breezy for me, as opposed to someone that, they say, yeah, you can call them, but then they don't answer the phone. You're texting them, they don't text you back. You email them, they don't email you back. Jason, first ring was good. What you need, Justice? What's going on? Always making sure to check up on you. Everything good. So I feel like the experience depends on who you're getting the advice from and who's helping you. I think that's really what it boils down to.
Yep. Well, I
So
thank
overall,
you.
10-10. A ten
Yeah.
ten.
I love it. So, so I just want to get this testimonial out so everybody can see it. So this is Miss Justice. When she get her business going, she will need to start hiring people, because she probably gonna execute and get out of her job ASAP. So y'all be on the lookout. If y'all in a certain area, she'll announce it. I'm not gonna announce it, but I want to thank you, because you are one of the best clients that I've had so far.
Thank you.
Not rebellious, and not willing to not listen, because there's a lot of people that don't listen when I say, hey, don't do that until this time. You follow the directions, you were good, you got your funding, you moving like a businesswoman should. So I'm proud
Appreciate
of you. And I thank
Thank
you
you.
for being one of the good clients that literally I could call on and get testimonial, because guys, I have done 3.2 million in funding since October to now, but it's hard to get in contact with people after they get the money on. They are gone. So
Listen, that's what I'm saying. If you're rocking with Jason, he's gonna rock with you. So it will feel so wrong with me for not doing something that he, would need, to do to help his business. Like, why would I
mhm,
not help him and he helps us? That's just how I feel. And
yeah.
we created a bond, and he's gonna create the bond with you. And if you hesitant on working with Jason, don't. He's gonna talk you through everything.
Mhm.
Everything will be smooth, and if you just listen, that's all. Just listen. That's it.
And I appreciate you that, Miss Justice. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I don't want you to
Okay.
hold on and be on here all day because I know you're a busy woman. It's hard to get in contact with you.
That is such a lie. Stop it.
But I thank you for the interview. And yes, this will be posted on social media. So all the people that see this, make sure you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and my YouTube page. If you need help or you're a business owner that's struggling getting funding, make sure you click the Calendly link in the description of my YouTube. You can book a consultation and we will get everything going. All right, you guys, thank you.